I've got a good question. Have you ever wanted to turn props into weapons and become what is known as a prop bender? Any prop you see is now a projectile for your enemies. Be as pissed as you want, Odessa, because there's a fridge in your future. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to the Prop Bender mod. This is a mod that is just honestly insanely cool. Like, I spent quite a bit of time with this already, and I am amazed at the quality. So we should probably go over the basics before we do anything further. So before we go forward, I will say this was suggested by this person down below and anyone else if they did. Thank you for your suggestion. If you guys want to suggest something, do it in the comment section down below or in my Discord page in the description. So let's start with Prop Bender. This is the most basic of the prop benders, and it's pretty simple. You spawn a prop in, you right click, and you claim that prop for yourself. Now you can see it's hovering above us, ready to do whatever we want it to do. And this works for pretty much every prop. And yeah, we got a nice little collection going. Now there is a function you can activate by pressing R, and that turns loyalty on or off. I have no clue what this does. There's nothing about it that I could find that could explain this. But we're here for one reason only, and that is to press left click. Pressing left click, you will launch said prop into the direction. And the cool thing is once you're done, the prop should... Nope, never mind. Okay, you can press right click again to get it back, but sometimes it does come back on its own. At least that's what I figured. We can press left click again to shoot another couch. And this is probably going to be the most basic version of a prop bender. You can see that chair didn't really do much. We can throw another one. Ah, there we go. Looks like the water heater did it. Good job. So depending on the prop you pick up, it's going to determine the amount of power that you have. That was a bathtub, and it was pretty effective. But you can always do better. Next up, we have Atlas, and this is pretty neat. Right click, and any prop in front of you, you will start to form something. What is that thing, you may ask? Well, I think you'll start to see here in a minute. It's almost like it's creating rotating shields. And if you thought that, you would be correct. Atlas is pretty much going to be all about defense. So the more props you get, the more you can build into shields. And once these shields get completely filled up, you then start making another shield, and then another, and another. And every shield you have gives you a percentage of damage reduction. So if we go ahead and spawn in an NPC like some Combine, you'll notice we're not taking any damage, but I promise you, we do not have God mode on. You can see we did take 1 damage, 1 tiny little damage. And again, that is because of all these props we have. We already have so much damage reduction. Also, you could just kill them by running into them with the props. That works too. But we could do something even better than that. What if we have a grand enemy? An enemy that is so powerful that not even our damage reduction is able to protect us. Well, we could press R. And this is going to form all of our props into one big mighty shield. So you can see it's slowly kind of forming. There we go. And not only does this help protect us from projectiles, because they'll probably end up hitting the props instead of us, but we still get that damage mitigation on top of that, so that there's so much defense going on here that the enemies can't do anything really about it. Unfortunately though, you cannot use your basic attack, but you can press R to bring them all back, and man, I love the way the props just move around. It's like they have a mind of their own. Now, obviously we can't just be defensive the entire time. Well, actually we don't really need to be offensive, we're kind of killing them anyway. The cool thing is that once they do die, we can pick up their bodies. But we have another way to attack by pressing left click. We jump all the way up into the air, and we slam down with tremendous force. Let's do that again, because something else that's cool about this. Not only is it really good for taking care of a lot of enemies, but you can just keep bouncing. Next up we have God's Hand. Now we're starting to get into the overpower territory. Of course you guys didn't think we were just going to be flinging props around, right? Pressing right click, we will start to create a circle of props around us. Unfortunately, these big props don't seem to work all that well, which is really unfortunate. But these smaller ones work a lot better. So you can see we're starting to form circles around us. And the more props we get, the more circles we get. About every 20 props or so. So let's go ahead and get some more props, why don't we? And now you can kind of start to see it all come together. We got about 3-ish circles now, or maybe 4 actually. And yeah, we already look like some kind of crazy god out of some weird anime. So I'd say we're doing pretty good so far, but we can go even further with this. By pressing left click, we can launch any of these props towards our target. And it's pretty cool because when we do launch it, it kind of slings forward, like right there, and then it just falls down. It's super cool. The one thing I was expecting, oh my god, that fridge. The one thing I expected was that we would just shoot a random prop like in the same direction. But this is like super organic looking. Now we have a lot of enemies here and we can easily take them out. By just pressing left click and launching props at them, they really stand no chance compared to what we have. I gotta say honestly, the tracking's pretty effective. Pretty much exactly where you aim is exactly where the prop will be. Pretty damn bitchin', guys, gotta admit. I'm really digging this mod. Now here's something that I think is really cool. Seriously. If you're about to die, then you will not, because the props will save you. Every time you get close to death, one of your props will disintegrate, and equal to the amount of mass it has, you will gain back health. So for every 1.5 units of mass, you get 1 health back. Unfortunately though, the prop will get destroyed, but I don't think we're gonna miss it too much considering how much we have. But we can see right there, that radiator, it gave up its life for it. And Jesus, that thing must have had a lot of mass because we got back like 70 health. But we can keep this going. And the bigger the prop, the more health we get back. This is why it's called God's Hand. Next up we have the crown, and right-clicking props is going to make them form a very particular shape around us. Can you guys guess what it is depending on the name of the weapon? That's right, it's going to slowly form a crown. Now here's the cool thing. You can turn on regen. I'm guessing that means health regen, judging by our ridiculous health level right now. But there's something even cooler. If you press left click, you'll launch a prop out. Well, that's kind of simple, obviously. But one cool thing about it is it explodes when it makes contact with something. Unfortunately, though, the prop does get destroyed in the process, but you can see just how big of an explosion that was. In fact, let's try it against multiple different enemies. Yeah, pretty effective, I'd say. And you'll notice that we're getting health, but we're also losing props every now and then. And that is because the natural ability of this weapon is that we do convert props into health, kind of like with the God Hand, but we don't have to be weak. And the cool thing about this is it prioritizes the heaviest object, which means we get the most value first, and that's why we have just an absolutely ridiculous health pool. Pretty damn sweet. I love how all of these do stand out, and like we're really getting into that overpowered territory. It is kind of fair because each prop does get destroyed, and we're also losing props constantly, but we're also getting like an insane amount of health. There are now only 2 weapons left. And they're both admin weapons, so I think you know where this is going. So, this is the Zephyros, or Zephyros. And what this does is, well, we don't gotta worry about right-clicking anymore, because we automatically pick up props, and that is our special ability. Something else that's our special ability is that the more props we have, the less damage we take. Also, the attack radius of our attack is going to be increased, and the radius at which we gather props also increases. Yeah, I think we can start to see now just how OP this is. And like I said, we don't gotta worry about picking up props, which means we can just spawn as many as we want. And we just get stronger and stronger the more we have. So you're probably wondering, what does left click do? Well, left click does nothing. Right click also does nothing. So what does this thing do? Well, despite being a tornado, which obviously destroys everything it touches, well, the cool thing about this is it has auto attack. You can see right now, it's just throwing props out willy-nilly. We don't have to do anything. Now, if you do want to start being more proactive though, you can just run into them and let the props do their thing. So we have damage reduction, we have automatic prop gathering, and we have auto attacking. We literally, this is the most hands-free version of this mod so far. We don't have to do anything. We just sit back and let our props take care of the rest. And now we come to the ultimate of prop bending weapons. That is, of course, the Helios. And there's a cool little command you can put in by just doing this, and it spawns in like a lot of props. So you'll see that we do automatically gather props just like the Zephyros, and you'll see that they kind of form this weird orbital pattern that I guess is akin to its name. And yeah, this is already looking pretty ridiculous. So our special is that we do automatically pick up props, and the radius of that is dependent on the size. So kind of like with the Zephyros, we just kind of automatically pick things up, and it does depend on how big it is. We also have natural health regen that goes all the way up to 20,000 health. And it does scale with the amount of props we have. So you're probably wondering, what does this ridiculous mod do? Well, if you press left click, we shoot a prop down and it explodes. The cool thing is though, this is the really cool thing, when you throw the prop, it just comes right back. We don't lose it. And then when the NPC eventually dies, we just take his body, so we just get even more material. Let's see that again. Left click, shoots out an explosion, boom. Take their bodies, our body comes back, we just get more stuff. Now it doesn't quite say it, but I'm pretty sure we get damage reduction considering we're not taking like any damage at all, so we're pretty much invincible. And we can just keep shooting these props out. I mean, it's pretty ridiculous. Alright, but what if we had a bunch of enemies and we didn't want to just keep spamming left click? Well, I think you guys have been waiting for this all video. Pressing right click, we rain down every single prop we have, pretty much creating some kind of a Hell's Fury on Earth, lagging the hell out of not only your game, but pushing the engine to the absolute limits. And then obviously when they die, we just take their bodies and it becomes more ammo for us. Let's see what it looks like from up top. Pressing right click, I mean, we just throw everything we have down at them. It's so insane. Look at all these props we have. Just smacking down at every single area they can and creating devastating explosions everywhere. Alright, I want to see the limit to this mod. So I have all my stuff here. You can see the game is lagging quite a bit. I'm going to right click on this. Oh my god. So the Striders are already dead and we're already taking them as ammo. Oh, but I don't think the drop ships took any damage at all, unfortunately. So there you have it. That is how you become a prop bender. Let me know what you guys think down below about this mod. If you like this video, leave a like and subscribe to see more videos like this. Thank you all so much for watching this until the end. One of my favorite mods I've tried in a good while. Seriously, super unique. So I hope he keeps making more awesome stuff and adding to this. But if you want to download this mod, the links will be down below in the description. As always, guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. And until next time, farewell.